And finally, as Mark mentioned, we were so proud to be a leading organizer of United End, this unprecedented coming together of our community to press for a federal Employment Non-Discrimination Act that takes care of all of us, not some of us. And that campaign did something remarkable. For the first time in the history of our movement, the grassroots people who get things done in this movement stood up, stood together, and made a lot of noise, and the Hill took notice. We were told repeatedly, over and over and over again by House members, that they'd never heard from so many of us or with such passion. And you know, in Albany or in Washington, D.C., when legislative leaders say they're going to move a bill, they move a bill. Well, let me tell you, that grassroots pressure stopped House leadership not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 separate times. We stopped them from taking that bill to the floor. We ultimately lost, but that showed the strength that we have. So here at New York, thanks to the Pride Agenda and Allen, I think we should all take great pride that 5 of the 7 members of Congress who voted against ENDA, because it did not take care of all of us, are from the Empire State. And they're Yvette Clarke, Jerry Nadler, Adolphus Towns, Nydia Velasquez, and Anthony Weiner. Take pride, New York. So out of the pain and the turmoil of the ENDA fight, the powers that be on the Hill now understand very clearly that no one organization speaks for our community, and no one person or one member of Congress speaks for our community. In other words, the power dynamics of our movement have shifted profoundly, and that's not just a good thing, it's a great thing, and the task force made that happen. So I could go on and on. There's so many other things that your support has made possible, but I just want to say, wrap up by reflecting on some of the things I'll always remember. And while I'm so proud to have been at the task force, I'll always remember that photo of speaking in front of the Lincoln Memorial for the 40th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream March. But why were we invited there? Because the task force has been the only national LGBT civil rights organization that has always held that racial justice is a core value and a gay issue. I will always remember going to Topeka, Kansas many times to campaign against a Fred Phelps-inspired initiative to overturn Topeka's recently enacted LGBT non-discrimination law. And I saw the courage and tenacity of local activists who go in door to door to talk to their neighbors about why it was important to hold on to that law, about how much the people of Topeka needed that. And these were local activists that we trained and mentored and deployed. But that's exactly what the task force is about. It's not about black-tie dinners or glitz or glamour. It's about building the grassroots power of our movement from the ground up. And I'll tell you, being in this job, going to small towns across this country, and it's such an inspiring thing to be around our people who are out there working so hard with so little. And I'm so proud to have been part of that. And by the way, in Topeka, we did beat that bastard. So, you know, I've been proud to be an organization that had the courage to take a stand against the war in Iraq when no one else would. An organization that had the capacity to lead the movement in killing a deal that would have traded the privatization of Social Security for some benefits for our couples. And an organization that has never once flinched from the position that a woman's right to choose is, in fact, a gay issue. So, I'm also proud to work in an organization. A lot of organizations talk about believing in diversity, and we embrace it. So we have everything from the hard left, and when I say hard left, I mean hard left people that attend our National Conference for LGBT Equality, Creating Change, to the thousands of dancing men on the beach at the winter party, to the thousands of pro-LGBT people of faith that are part of our Institute for Welcoming Resources program. We really do believe that we are one people and that we embrace all of the diversity of our people, not just in words, but in action. And most of all, most of all, I'll be forever grateful to have been able to work at an organization that's never stopped pushing the envelope or denouncing the shameless tactics of our opponents or insisting that our so-called friends and allies in office do something and do more. It's because of all of this I know that winning complete equality for our people isn't just possible, it's inevitable, and I thank you so much for the privilege of being part of that.